Hi Leo, this is your July 2020 tarot forecast. So this is for Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And it's for the whole month of July. What the heck? I don't know where the time is going. Anyway, it is July. And I hope that these messages resonate with you. Guys, if you find for whatever reason your sun sign readings aren't resonating, check out your Moon, Rising, and Venus sign readings. Sometimes those are more on point. What is going on for Leo? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for July 2020. Messages for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for July 2020. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, July 2020. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, July 2020. All right, guys. So we're going to do a basic Celtic cross for you today. Last month I stopped using a second deck to qualify the first layer. Just in the interest of time, it was taking up too much time. It felt really rushed. That being said, for your private readings, whenever you book a private reading, I'm more than happy to use 2 decks to get some extra messages for your Celtic cross, or really any spread that we choose to do together for your question. That is no problem at all. I don't mind doing that. But I do try to keep these around 20 minutes because I know everyone is busy. So I hope you can see these. Let's get all these out and then we'll go over them in their positions. Sorry guys if that's a little bit, how do I make that even for you? There you go. All right, so some really nice majors for you already. We have the World, we have Judgment. All right, so, and I do find a lot of people for the month of July are really going through maybe some communicative or some investigation, maybe even spying issues here, maybe trying to find something out. So we do have some Swords energy here. We have 3 Swords cards, the Page, a Knight, and a 4. So there's going to be some thought process or communication process here. Bottom of the deck energy, this is what I'm going to call kind of the basket that your reading sits in for the month. Sort of the energy behind this reading is a really nice positive victory. You can see here that you're finishing, or the advice is the 7 of Wands, and it's, you know, under the auspices of the 6 of Wands. So you really could be in a position here to be protecting a victory of some sort, but really nice energy. 6 of Wands is, you know what, you're in the public eye. You feel really confident here. You probably put yourself in this position. If you didn't and someone else nominated you or put you in a positive position or shined you in a positive light, you know, you're going to gravitate toward this pretty easily. This feels really natural. And it could just be, there could have been some sort of battle or something that you were busy protecting here that is going to come to fruition. So certainly, overall, Leo, it looks like a really positive outcome for you. We do have a couple more Wands cards here for you. Of course, crossing the situation for you this month is the 4 of Wands. So this is looking at your home. This is looking at shared property, you know, shared outlooks. There's 11-11 energy here with the 4 of Wands. So there's some, you know, wish-making energy around a home. And this is a really positive foundation. We do have it crossing the King of Pentacles. Now this is 2nd house energy. It's ruled by Taurus. And of course we're looking at possessions, right? So we're looking at, you know, the foundation of possessions or ownership. And 9 times out of 10, whenever we're going to see a pentacle, especially a court card pentacle, we're looking at, you know, specifically something you can, something in the natural world, something you can see, touch, taste, and hear. So this is 10-1 going to be an actual house or an actual piece of property. It could be something that you have bought together with somebody, but it could just be something perhaps that's your house, and this is all about, do I share this, do I sell this? I'm not sure. It is a general reading, so I don't know what's going on specifically for you, Leo, but you could be dealing with a Taurus individual. We do have some characters here. We have a Taurus here, we have an Aries, we have Gemini energy over here. We do have Saturn energy over here, which is restrictions, limitations, and maturity. And let me just double check, guys. I'm pretty sure this is, and you know what? I'm just going to check so I don't waste anyone's time. This does have its own energy. What is judgment ruled by? Bear with me there. Friends, what have we got here? So it's fire. So there's a lot of fire. There's a lot of movement, thought process, and communication. And then certainly a lot of movement. You could be switching homes here as well. Changing homes, moving, uprooting, something to that extent here. Or, you know, alternatively, as I said at the very beginning, you could be sort of like putting an offer in. This is your first home. Maybe it's a starter home for you. So all the same, it looks like a really nice outcome for you no matter what is going on with a situation around home, security, togetherness, wishes coming true, and then possessions. Here in the foundation, we have the Page of Swords, right? So all the air element are swords. This is our first swords energy. And here's where we're looking at a little bit of a tricky situation. You could have a young person involved here. Typically, we're looking at air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Doesn't have to be. But it is a younger situation. It is an immature situation at the foundation of this concern, as opposed to a really mature, you know, crown. What you're crowned by is a mature, really spirited entrepreneurial energy. And these could be at odds with each other, or that you could feel stuck, or you could feel imposed upon somehow. But I do find the Page of Swords to be a little bit, can be accused of being deceptive, or what's it called, like a spy. There's some spy energy here, but on the other end, it could just be that more information or clear communication is necessary at this time. So this could just be a major theme for you here, where communication, particularly around first house energy, someone who is self-motivated, you know, to communicate a little bit differently, learn more about each other, maybe watch how we communicate with one another. Like I said, we're dealing with some fire, you know, this is Aries ruled, so it's fire by nature. All of the wands energy are fire. I mean, they're even called fire in this deck. This is ruled by fire energy, right? We have some more fire energy, both as your advice and the basket in which this sits. So I really feel like how and what you communicate is as important as perhaps your reputation, your motivation, or even your intentions. Okay, so just, you know, communicating intentions, be really clear, make sure nothing is fuzzy, right? We're going to stay away from fuzzy communication. If something isn't clear here as well, Leo, you know, make a point of just asking really specific, pointed questions. It could be a really simple way to clear things up. Here in our recent past, we have the Four of Swords, right? So here's where we're looking at legitimate rest and recovery. So just coming into the month here, guys, it looks like the very end of June, beginning of July 2020 for you. Looks like you could have had to maybe take a step back from something. Maybe you need a rest and relaxation from, say, over concentration on examination, data, discovery, research. I mean, I wouldn't rule out an argument or a disagreement here either, but like I said, you could be dealing with an Aries individual who either is withholding information, or they're just unaware that more information exists. But rest and recovery here, just coming into the month, this usually, obviously it follows the 3, and this usually follows a sense of, you know, let down, right? Or something even that feels like it's on repeat. Something could be coming back up from the past. But you could put your foot permanently down on it here in our near future. Here's what's crowning you, as I mentioned just a moment ago, in relation, right? Top and bottom, and then bookending. So, you know, you do have really positive energy here. There's a lot of entrepreneurial, self-directed energy here. There's a great sense of willpower here as well. So, I mean, you do have the will, you do have the strength, the tenacity, the self-respect to move forward without fear, right? Without worry, or you know, what is someone going to think? What is someone going to say? And it could be, you could even just be worried here that somebody's saying something about you and it's not even literally happening. So who knows? Only you know what's going on really there. But, and I might even pull an extra card here for the page at the foundation, because I do find this, the pages of really all of this suits, I find, demand a little bit more information unless they're a single card reading. But I'm going to probably pull some more energy around this card in a moment. But I do see you at least with options to pull away from something that feels a little bit daunting, or maybe even can be going in, seems like it could be going in circles. Here in your near future is judgment, right? So this author calls it the call. This could literally be your calling. It could be what you really want to do, where you want to be, where you're supposed to be. I do find a lot of people, especially individuals who are receptive to, say, energies or signs or possibilities, right? So it could just be that you had to leave something that was a little bit static, something, whether a person, place, or a relationship, in order to move into something that is more your speed, more your style, right? You know, speaks your language, that type of thing. I do want to mention that we do have a couple of 4s here as well, so stability is going to be extremely important here for you, particularly within the first 2 weeks of the month here, guys. But lovely energy, all the same. Judgment really gives you a second chance. Like I said, it gives you an opportunity to see through something, or to say, you know what, I made a mistake the first time, I'm going to fix it this time. And you get a do-over here, which is really nice. This is especially nice to have bookending these really, really positive you know, situation and what's crossing in energy, because you have this period of rest and relaxation where you can take a moment just to breathe, just to take a step back, right? And, you know, review it and come back maybe refreshed, or with new data, with new information, maybe after talking to a professional or getting some help, or getting out of your own way, you know, whatever that Queen of Wands means for you there. But because she's crowning you, right? So this energy, whether or not you're going to do this, say around the second week of the month, you know, this is available to you. You really can pull yourself out of a difficult situation. Here is in the position how you see yourself as the world, and this is tectonic changes, guys. This is the last card of the majors. It is Saturn ruled, which means that you're ready to move on. I'm actually surprised I don't see the 8 of Cups here. But I really do get 8 of Cups vibes here for real. Like, there is a sense of, you know what, I'm over it. I'm moving on. I'm past it. This isn't up for debate anymore. You know, somebody could still be trying to communicate with you, but you know what? You're really happy with where you are now, moving on into the future of your dreams, whether this person or people join you or not, right? So tectonic changes here. There could be some major moves. This could be continental moving, right? From one continent to another continent. It could be across the street. It could be in the same building across the hall. But ultimately, it's your home. It's where you live. It's your abode. You could be moving from a house, say, to travel in a Winnebago all summer. This could be another level as well. So, but how you see yourself is, you know, you are moving upward and onward, okay? You're moving on up. Here you are. The world is your oyster, and you are not backing down. I do see a lot of fire here. Remember, a lot of fire, a lot of spirited energy, really, really positive, self-directed energy. Love to see that for you, Leo. Here is how others see you. This is someone who is sort of rushing in and rushing out with a lot of information, has a lot to say, data and facts and evidence. This is someone who could be younger than you. This is typically, you know, I would say 25 to 35 years old. And again, we're looking at Gemini energy, 3rd house energy of communication, short-term travel, also siblings, right? So there could be some communication with siblings, or you know, in your own, say, universal family, a brother or a sister type thing. But ultimately, this person has a lot to say, and they're in a rush to say it. So certainly how others see you is someone who has a lot to share. Particularly, I would say by the 3rd, entering the 4th week of the month here, guys. Gorgeous energy in your hopes and fears. 8 of Pentacles, right? So, you know, and it could just be part of this too. Like, you've invested so much here. This is, you know, not accomplice, apprentice energy, right? You've worked very, very hard at perfecting something. Something feels very natural to you now and it's accessible. This is something that's in the real world for you. You can touch, taste, smell, and hear it. So really positive here. I would, you know, because it's in your hopes and fears, I think there could be some concern that you may be losing out on something. You may be moving too quickly, moving too slowly, something of that degree, but it doesn't seem as though that's going to take over. Like I said, a really positive victory is yours. And then by the end of the month, we do have this advice card, really gorgeous. So protect yourself, right? Protect your gains, protect your spirit, protect, I would even say, your intentions. You know, don't let someone else drag you down. I mean, if someone has proof and they can prove something for or against you, fine. You can argue that, or you can defend yourself, right? Defense. But, you know, they're going to have to come up with something solid to try to drag you down, because without evidence, you know, even if it's just someone's opinion, that's fine. Just have your opinion, you know. But if it does start to interrupt your reputation or your sense of self or sense of safety, you know, you do have an option. You can choose again here. Let's go look at this Page of Swords here before we move on to your oracles, guys. Why is the Page of Swords the foundation of the Celtic cross for Leo? Why is the Page of Swords the foundation? Page of Swords for Leo. Okay, so we have a couple jumping out here. Yeah, more Pentacle energy. So this is the card we're qualifying. Look at this, 10 of Pentacles. So legacy issue. And then healing energy. Remember, the star follows the tower. So something really, really sudden, maybe even upsetting, could be occurring around a home or a possession here, guys. Communication, might even be a breakup, who knows. But big, big changes, right? All the same, you're in a good position. Try not to look at the past too much or read into what somebody might be saying about you. Like I said, Leo, if someone has evidence and you want to, defend yourself against that, then they're going to have to produce evidence. And, you know, in the absence of evidence, then they're just going to have an opinion and you get to move on with your life. So don't stress out about it. But certainly this does have to do with longevity, a legacy issue, possibly children, grandchildren, or grandparents. But Aquarius does, you know, is shown here. Stars ruled by Aquarius. So now we're dealing with an Aquarius individual as well, or Aquarius energy. So it could have just been an Aquarius that you were dealing with, and healing around this individual, or communication around this individual, or something you would put into long-term planning. Like I said, the 10 of Pentacles is really like a legacy or an heirloom situation. So could have to do with the home, could have to do with long-term assets, investments, that type of thing. All right, so let's get some oracles for you and we'll wrap this reading up, guys. Overall, nothing really upsetting or anything like that here. Yeah, it's remarkable to me how the first 2 weeks for pretty much everyone in July is going to be a period of growth, right? A period of growth. And that's fine. We can't stay stagnant. We all have to grow. But certainly, the last 2 weeks of the month opens up a lot of beautiful options and even success. And possibly a victory, personal victory. So that is nice to see for you. Just waiting for one of these guys to jump out. Sometimes they can't stop from jumping, and other times I'm here shuffling for an hour. Come on, guys. There we go. And just so you hopefully can see that, I'm going to keep shuffling here. But you know what? This is a rather complicated card I don't see very much, so I'm going to shuffle while I talk about forgiving and learning. Here it is up close. Oops. So it says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. We are looking at a major, I would say, breakup, situation, problem, concern, disagreement, right? Remember, healing, rest and recovery, absolute healing after perhaps a traumatic or sudden Traumatic event or sudden change. So forgiving and learning, as you release and heal, you experience love in your more love in your present moment. So this is going to be part of it too. Here we have Ant. Ant speaks to patience. Patience usually with a process, right? So patience with yourself. Sorry, I just bumped everything. Patience with yourself, with another person, with natural processes, with a work situation, communication, you know, big changes. Having patience with especially if they're major changes, you know, patience is going to be necessary. All right, we have dreams. So dreams really speaks to two different angles, right? The waking world and the dream world. You can have some pretty fantastic dreams this month. If you don't have a journal next to your bed, keep a pen and journal next to your bed to record dreams. Something could feel like a dream coming true, or you could feel like going back to sleep and maybe escaping. So dreams could be multi-layered. That's up to you to decide what to do with that energy. And then fork in the road, right? A decision is necessary, guys. You have to make a move. You have to make a decision for yourself. Okay, for yourself. And if it means putting yourself first, if it means being in charge of your own destiny, then that's what you need to do. Because who else is going to do it for you, Leo? No one's going to do it for you. So just try not to get distracted and decide for yourself. Do you want to take the road less traveled and be unique and march to the beat of your own drum? Or do you want to go down a path that, say, you know, a fate that's been written for you or designed for you? That is up to you, dear friends. But Fork in the Road is the last oracle card for your reading. That is it. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment below. I love reading for you guys, and I'll see you in the next video for your sign. Bye for now.